Hey, good afternoon, good afternoon. It's Adam's Parables. It's time for Adam's Parables. It's been a couple weeks since I've done one of these, but I've had this one and it's been in my spirit. Just had to wait for the right moment, right time, right opportunity. Nothing just happens. No such thing as coincidences or accidents. But this one right here is about this little thing right here. You see this? That right there. You see that? What's that called? That's a pinky. What can this pinky do that makes any difference in any situation by itself? Nothing. How about this one? This forefinger right here. This one. That ring finger. What can that ring finger do by itself, on its own, if left alone? Nothing. Uh-oh, got a good one for you. That one. I don't want to release that on you, but what can that do other than insult people if it's left on its own? Insult people. Allow a person to express what's going on inside of them. They're disappointed, they're disgruntled, there's something going on with them, and so they might do you one of those. By itself, no power. How about this one? Oh, you can get wagged at. You can get pointed out. You can get told a thing or two with that one right there. That's the pointer finger. So what? What can it do by himself? Nothing. How about this big boy right here? Oh yeah, see how big that thumb is? That's a big thumb. By itself though, what can it do? Wiggle, thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, cool. That's about it. No real use, no real purpose. Here's the thing. There they are. They're all together for a reason. And they're supposed to be that way. You see that? All 5 fingers. But watch this. Now what you got? You got power in unity. Anytime you can work together on anything or pray together with a group of people or at least one other person on anything, there's power. The Lord said, if you any two touch and agree on anything, it will be done for them by the Father, which is in heaven. Uh-oh. And that's a fact, as we know it in biblical terms. So what are we talking about? We're talking about unity, oneness, peace. We're talking agreement. The parable is the pinky and the hand. The pinky and the hand. The pinky by itself, it's the weakest finger on your hand. Oh yeah, still important, it's got a purpose. All those other fingers, all those fingers are important. Cutting one off and you'll see you're missing something. They all have a purpose. But what makes it special, what makes it unique, is the fact that you take 2 hands full, you can catch footballs, pass footballs, and end up being paid $200 million like Patrick Mahomes for the Kansas City Chiefs. All because it's not one pinky, it's a whole hand. You can grab the steering wheel and you can race laps around massive tracks and be paid tens of millions of dollars in sponsorship fees. All because of these. You can put these hands in boxing gloves and become a world champion. You can grab a riding lawnmower and start a lucrative lawn maintenance, landscaping business because you grab the steering wheel, you grab the gas canister, you fill it up, and you go do it. You can drive your kids to school. You can do a massage. You can rub your honey's back. So many things you can do when they all work together. What's the parable? How many people are in isolation thinking they don't need anybody? I don't need anybody. I'll do it myself. I don't want no help. I get it myself. You need to get that out of your 2-year-old. Don't put that in your 2-year-old, because your 2-year-old will be 30 one day with the same thoughts. And the reality is, if you're going to see any significant success throughout your life, it's going to take people. Most of the people that we admire and like and love and respect, they all tell you nowadays, it was my team. I was on the stage, but my team behind the scenes. I did the interviews, but my team. I was in the movie, but my team. A team, not one, not two, not three, maybe 5. Jesus had 12 of them, 12 disciples. And they went about healing the sick, raising the dead, opening the blind eyes, casting out demons. And when he was no longer around, the team was still around. He said, now go make disciples of all nations. And now 2,000 plus years later, we're still telling the same stories that we were told, that we read about in the book. Because you're not in this world alone. Adam, it was said of him in the Garden of Eden, it's not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper, one suitable for him, one called alongside to help. And why is that important? Don't you need help sometimes? Don't you call Uber sometimes? Catch a ride with Lyft? You need a ride. You need help. If you get checked into a hospital, somebody's got to check you in. If you end up in there too long, you'll need a nurse coming by your bed. Everybody needs somebody. Don't wait to get sick to need somebody. You treat people with decency, common courtesy, and respect before you need them. That way, when you need them, they're glad to be there for you. They're glad to help you. All right? It's the pinky and the hand. Peace. I can't do that with one finger. Peace. Remember Dr. Spock? Star Trek? Mork and Mindy? All that good stuff. Point is, you can get more done with your team than you can by yourself. Figure out who your team is. Your rod and your staff will comfort you. Who's your team? Is there anyone in your corner? If it's not, you got work to do. You got to meet some people. You got to fellowship. You got to make acquaintances, associates. Somebody somewhere likes you, loves you, respects you, trusts you just because of who you are without you having to do backflips. Now, if you got to do backflips and do all kind of special things and buy all the meals to get somebody to like you, you're wasting your money because it's never going to work. You're trying to buy love by buying people stuff, giving them trinkets and promising them things so they can like you. When the gifts run out, they're going to run out. When the money runs out, they're going to run out. Save your money. Just save it up and just be the best you can be. Work on yourself. Get it together. You and you. Handle your business. You take care of you for you so you can take care of others down the road. And while you're taking care of you, and when you get yourself in a good enough space, make sure you pay attention to your brother. Make sure you look out for your sister. Make sure you care for your mother. Make sure you respect your father. Make sure you look after your children. And if your children are grown and gone, and for some strange reason, you guys are estranged, not in fellowship, they don't call you, you too prideful to call them and say, I'm sorry, I need you to bury that hatch. Bury that hatchet. Let that go. You need to forgive them. You need to let that go because you are family. You got nobody else. And you don't want to be old and in age and sickly. Even your children won't come to see you. Do you know what that says about your character and your personality and your self-righteousness and your pride? You don't want to be that dude. You don't want to be that lady. You want to be someone where your children rise up one day and they call you blessed. Where your children can't wait to celebrate your birthday or your anniversary. Glory to God. You want to be someone that your grandchildren want to run to see you. They can't wait to go to Pop's house. They can't wait to go to Gigi's house, Mama's house. They just can't wait. You want to be that person. How you going to get it? Don't act like a lone pinky. Don't just be a pointer finger pointing out problems and situations and the stuff that everyone else does and never pointing it at yourself. Don't you know when you point your finger at another, how many fingers are pointing back at you? Another 3, maybe 5, because you part of the problem. All right, and don't be rude and crude, flipping people off with that lone middle finger. Mess around and get it chopped off one day. And that ring finger, oh, it's important. It'll carry a ring, but make sure you're worthy of the ring. I got another parable called the diamond. The power of the ring, it's infinite. It's something else about that one. It ain't quite ready yet, but I'm preparing you because it's coming. So I didn't want to be long before you today, but I wanted to bring it to you, the pinky and the hand. These hands can bless your children. These hands can be lifted up to the Father and give him glory, honor, and praise. These hands, God said, I promise to bless the works of your hands and cause you to be fruitful and multiply in everything you do. These hands can drive you all over the city, get you back and forth to work by grasping that steering wheel. These hands, they can take an axe, chop down a tree. These hands, they can cast a reel in this lake right here and catch us some fish. These hands can put you in the roofing business. These hands can cause you to do things that'll make you famous. You'll be a world-renowned surgeon with these hands, a golfer with these hands. These hands, you could be a pool player. These hands, you could be an astrophysicist. These hands, you can be a computer engineer, software engineer with these hands. Not one pinky. One pinky can't play a piano. You can tickle a couple keys. But all of these working together, man, you end up playing in a symphony somewhere. You end up making a beautiful melody. These hands can play a guitar like Prince. These hands can hold a microphone like Michael Jackson. These hands can read the script. Yeah, like Wesley Snipes or Denzel Washington that wins an Oscar. All because of these hands. Not just the pinky, but the hands. Remember, it's the hands. It's not one. It's all. Everybody for everybody else. Do you realize heaven's going to be a beautiful place when you get there? Do you realize it's not just going to be people that look like you? Do you understand what I'm saying? You be nice to everybody. And stop letting people fill your head with psychobabble, making you think that you're some type of superior race, whatever race you are. You're a bag of dirt. That's what you are, a bag of dirt. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. From the dust you were taken, Adam, that's my name, and back to the dust you shall be returned. I get it, I understand it. So do your best to walk in love daily with all mankind. Do your best to forgive those who despitefully use you. Do your best to live in peace with all mankind. Do your best to have joy unspeakable, full of glory. Do your best to be the best you that you can be because you're working on yourself. Personal development is powerful. Personal development. Only you can strengthen you. Only you can build you up. Yeah, it's good to have a coach. It's good to have a trainer. Look at these kids running. Oh boy, something's pushing them. But bottom line, when you do the best you can, when you give it your all, and it's not just one of you, you got a sidekick. Moses had Aaron, Batman had Robin, Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen, Mike Tyson had his trainer, whatever his name is, begins with the D. All right, you need somebody speaking into your life. You need somebody praying for you. You need somebody to eat breakfast with on occasion. You need somebody to meet you at the lake and go fishing. You need somebody, if you're going swimming, you should never swim alone. You need somebody to play golf with. You need somebody. Don't just be a weak pinky. Be the hand. God bless you. This has been Adam's Parables. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.